Happy Monday. We're talking Clint Eastwood, 1982, Firefox. Don't go anywhere. And just a quick note from our friends over at Blackout Coffee Company, make sure you head over and give them a try. Links in the description. Happy Monday. That's right. It's Monday, the weekend's gone, and we are talking once again about the great Clint Eastwood. From the 4-pack we talked about on Friday, I gotta be honest, I had never seen Firefox, but now I have, and we need to talk about it. From a book, 1982, PG, come on. This thing, I don't even remember there being any language in it. There's some gunfire, some people die, yes. But other than that, this is basically a family-friendly movie. I mean, come on now. Let's take a look at it. Firefox, 1982, PG, 2 hours and 16 minutes. That is the only downside, and we're going to talk about it. A retired Air Force pilot is sent into the Soviet Union on a mission to steal a prototype jet fighter that can be partially controlled by a Neuralink. Well, here we are, friends. Directed by Clint Eastwood, written by Alex Lasker and Wendell Wellman, based off the novel by Craig Thomas, starring Clint Eastwood, Freddie Jones, David Huffman, many other people. Well, let's get right into it. As I said, I'd never seen this. I'd heard of it. I mean, everybody's heard of it, like, that knows Clint Eastwood, right? But this is one of those times I just had never watched it. I don't know why I hadn't. When I put it in, now keeping in mind, this is from a Blu-ray 4-pack, so it's usually just singular discs, just the movie, no special features. When I popped this in, Firefox had a special feature on it, and it was basically it's like a rundown of him as a director that they used to promote Firefox, right? And he's being interviewed by a guy. They talk about the movies he's done up to that point. You see him at a premiere in Washington, D.C., talking to a bunch of bigwigs. It's fantastic. What a banger special features like that I did not expect to find. And it was wonderful. I couldn't get enough. I loved it. Blackout copy. So let's get into it. Basically, you have Clint Eastwood, and what I can only assume is he was a pilot in Vietnam based on when this came out. And he got shot down and was taken as a POW. He was rescued at some point, but he saw something that caused him to have severe PTSD as far as flying goes. And then you fast forward to the present in this movie, and he's living all alone, like in a cabin in the wilderness, grizzly beard, not like mine, it's shorter, but a helicopter shows up and freaks him out. He takes off running into the cabin, grabs his gun, sits in the corner, and then he has flashbacks to his time in war, and that's where you start. But it's the government asking him to come back and fly the most sophisticated plane ever, stealth plane that has ever been created. And it just so happens it was created by the Russians. So they have to sneak him there. He has to get into Russia, get to the installation, steal the plane. There's a lot of people involved here, and there's a religious aspect to it because the people that are helping him along the way in Russia are Jewish, and that gets brought up several times. But these people are willing to die to get him to this plane, to steal this plane. Because at this point, the KGB is so horrific. You've got all these things working together, and he continues to have PTSD, and during high stress situations, he will have these flashbacks causing him to just break down and stop what he's doing. So Clint Eastwood starring in this and playing that role, plus also directing this movie, it was he did a really good job of intertwining all the characters and all the pieces together. Blackout copy. So overall, this movie's fantastic. I really was on the edge of my seat. He did a fantastic job not only as the star, but as the director, like with most of his films. And he just laid out the story visually so well. Now, that's the pros, right? But there is a con. This movie is way too long. They could have taken out 20, 25 minutes, trimmed it up some. I get it. It would have made the better movie. The pacing, I think, would have been a lot better. And the special effects, just to go back to the pros real quick, the special effects for the time period were phenomenal. Like, looking at it now, it doesn't really stand up, but what they did then, the special effects guy that worked on this was one of the main ones that worked on Star Wars. And the difference being in this, the flying of the plane over the snow and the ice, which is white, the plane is black, and when they're doing that kind of special effects, in Star Wars, the background was black, so you didn't have to worry about the outline of the planes or ships or whatever. And this, it's definitely harder, and you can see it's lacking, right? But other than that, and that's just based on the time period, not that they did a bad job, just the time period when this was made. Fantastic job. Really well done. Great storyline, and definitely a movie that any fan of Clint Eastwood should see, and any fan of just really well done movies should see. It made me want to read the book. If I'm being honest, I was happy. Happy. That's what I was. Happy, friends. I'm going to start the rest of my day about right now. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for showing up. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd, we will see you on Hump Day.